6:00 a.m. Sunday morning. I watched from my window as a $4 million empire signed its own death warrant. HOA President Victoria Sterling didn't just crush my great-grandfather's 90-year-old stone bridge, she crushed the only thing I had left of my family. She thought she was clearing a path for her luxury resort. Instead, she triggered a 48-hour countdown that would leave her bankrupt, behind bars, and begging for mercy. Don't ever mess with a man who has nothing left to lose. My name is Jackson Miller. I'm a combat veteran, a widower, and a guy who just wanted to raise his daughter, Chloe, in peace on our 15-acre lakeside property. This land was bought by my great-grandfather, Silas, in 1934 during the Great Depression. He hand-carved every single 200-pound limestone block of that bridge. Then came Victoria Sterling, a California real estate vulture with teeth so white they could cut glass and a heart as cold as a mountain winter. She built the Summit Lake Resort and Spa, a $4.2 million fake rustic trap for rich city folks. But there was one problem: my 15 acres sat right in the middle of her scenic shoreline. She offered $400K for my legacy. I laughed. That's when the honey turned to acid. Victoria didn't just target me. She targeted my 16-year-old daughter. Suddenly, I was getting $50 fines for my non-conforming black mailbox, despite every mailbox in the county being black. They claimed my grass was half an inch too long and my dock was unsafe. She sent goons to harass Chloe at school, asking why her dad was a troublemaker. In Afghanistan, I learned one thing: you never give ground to a bully, but Victoria was impatient. Her grand opening was in 72 hours, and she had 200 VIPs coming. She needed my bridge gone to clear the emergency boat access. So she decided to play God. While I was at Chloe's soccer tournament, Victoria struck. I got the call at 6:47 a.m. By the time I pulled into my driveway, the air was thick with diesel smoke and limestone dust. Victoria was standing next to her white Tesla, sipping a latte and filming the demolition like it was a TikTok trend. "Emergency safety removal, Mr. Miller," she smirked, waving a fake permit in my face. The local deputy told me it was a civil matter. By noon, 90 years of history was a pile of rubble at the bottom of the lake. Victoria told me to think twice before defying the board. She thought she won. She didn't realize she'd just handed me a loaded legal gun. Enter Mrs. Gable, a 78-year-old retired county clerk who knows where every body is buried in this town. She showed up at my door with a folder thick enough to kill a man. "Jackson," she said, "that woman just made a multi-million-dollar mistake." We looked at the permits. Victoria had listed my bridge as a commercial dock to get the emergency demo order. That's federal fraud. Even better, in her environmental study, she had erased the bridge entirely to avoid a 90-day delay. She lied to the feds. I called my lawyer, Rebecca, an expert in environmental law. Her words: "Jackson, the FBI environmental unit is going to love this. It's green fraud." Monday morning, 6:00 a.m., I watched through binoculars as the inspector arrived. Victoria was vibrating with anxiety. At 8:15 a.m., the stop work order hit his tablet. I watched Victoria lose her mind, physically grabbing the inspector's arm to stop him from leaving. She was so desperate she tried to bribe the federal officers with a check on the spot. Big mistake. They called for backup. By noon, the entire resort was wrapped in yellow crime scene tape. But the real kicker: Chloe found her financial records. Victoria had a $4.2 million bridge loan due Wednesday. If the resort didn't open Tuesday, she lost everything, including her house in Cali. Tuesday morning, the feds returned. Victoria emerged from her office not in a designer blazer but in handcuffs. She had been embezzling HOA fees to fund her resort. As they led her away, she screamed that I was jealous and she was doing everyone a favor. The judge didn't care. Bail denied. The resort was declared an environmental hazard because she'd built more rooms than the septic system could handle, poisoning the lake with untreated waste. The government seized everything. Her Tesla, towed. Her mansion, foreclosed. 6 months later, the Summit Lake Resort is gone. In its place stands the Miller Community Center. And the bridge, It was rebuilt with $400,000 in GoFundMe donations and federal grants. It's now a protected federal landmark. Victoria is currently serving 8 years in federal prison. She thought she could bulldoze a veteran's legacy. She found out that when you tear down the wrong thing, the community builds something better. If you're tired of these power-hungry HOA dictators thinking they own your life, smash that subscribe button right now. Don't let them win by staying quiet. Have you ever had a Karen or a crooked HOA president try to ruin your life? Drop your story in the comments below. Let's expose these bullies together. Go.